And what about your fantastic husband, John, who I know is an enormous rock for you, and he researched a lot about depression, didn't he? I've obviously spoken to John before in the past.
Yeah.
How has he been during this episode? Could he see the signs?
He knew the signs. He knew it was coming, maybe before I did, really, because I was much more tired. And I'm a very energetic person, you know. But I was sinking, and I knew I was sinking, but I didn't know what to do. And also, you don't want to tell anybody. No. There was a point, I mean, this happened nearly 3 weeks ago now, but I was in bed for 4 days, bottle of water next to me, and just didn't speak for 4 days.
You don't want to see anybody.
Because you just can't do it. You know, you can't do it.
And people will look at, I think, sorry, it's that you look at you now sitting here, you know, you're a beautiful woman, you're confident, you've got an amazing career, and people would go, well, what have you got to be depressed about? Lovely husband who adores you.
That's the hardest probably part of it all.
People find it hard to understand depression sometimes.
Someone really, really close to me said to me years ago, how come you've got depression? You know, you've got a great job, you've got gorgeous husband, wonderful children, nice home. How can you have that? And that person 3 months ago was prescribed Seroxat for depression.
Really?
And
it can
just happen. And I think now most people are realising it touches families, and it's not just the person who has it, it's the people who have to live with that person as well. That is really hard.
I mean, look, without going into too much detail, I'm going through something very similar at the moment, and listening to your story is just so inspiring about what you've said, what you've been through, and especially John, your husband, reading that he went to a night class for 2 years.
He went to night school for 2 years.
To really understand depression, so he's your rock and he can be there and get...
But I'm not surprised that...
Unreal.
This is the first time we've met. Obviously, I know who you are, but I'm not surprised that something like that affects you, because the one thing that you must remember is it's the curse of the strong. And, you know, weak people who give in don't get it. We are people pleasers, and we are perfectionists and demand so much of ourselves that we put ourselves under pressure. And you're a very creative person. You know, that comes across even though I don't know you. And with that, sometimes we're almost born with a gift and a curse at the same time.
I think you said, and if you're a people pleaser and a bit of a show person, you don't want to let people down, and you don't want to admit defeat, and you don't ever want to say no when people ask you to help them with something. We've had so many comments for you and messages for you. Liz says, big respect to you, Beverley. Very insightful honesty in raising awareness about depression. Sharon said, this is such an awful illness. My husband and friends suffer with this, and it's crippling. You feel so helpless because you can't help them, because I think we said families often don't know what to do.
I've got to say what Kerry said, never underestimate the power of talking. Talking saved me.
Oh,
yeah,
definitely.
That's clearly the line of the day.
We're doing.
And just being strong enough to say, I need help.
Yeah.
Well, that's why another reason you're here today, because I know you very kindly agreed to stay on, because we're making this the subject of our phone call today, because whenever Beverley is here and she talks about this, our phone lines just go crazy, because people, as you said, need to talk. So Beverley's going to be back later.
And
along
bosses
with Dr.
need
Rand.
to be aware of it as well.
Yeah.
I'm very fortunate that way. You know, Stuart Blackburn, our producer, just said, you need some weeks out to get the medication right. And he understood straight away, but many don't.
And are you back at Corrie yet, or are you going
I'm back on the 1st of May.
Brilliant.
Yes. In a PVC skirt, I'm sure.
Lovely.
Yes.
Don't give those up. Don't give those up, Bev. Not yet.